Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So today we'll start with the next operator, that is crossover operator for traveling salesman problem. So I think last time we did cyclic. Okay. So I told you to try it yourself for the two parents, that is P2 and P4. So you just take a brief take a small chromosome only and just take a brief revision on that. So these are the two parents. So for the cyclic crossover, we start with the offspring 1 with the first gene from the first parent which it is coming. Okay. And then 4 I look for okay, just a minute. So corresponding to 4 I'll go for 5 in P2 and see where 5 is. So I will fix the position of 5. 5 के corresponding 2 है. So I'll fix the position of 2. 2 के corresponding 4 है. So which is there or 4 already been fixed, so the cycle is complete. So rest I can exchange. This will be 1 and this will be 3. Similarly for O2 it would be 5, 3 and this will be fixed. So this is how the cyclic it is going to take place. Okay. Today what we are going to do is partially matched crossover. So that is the next type of crossover what I'm having.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in case of this, I'll consider any two parents, let's say P1 and P2. मुझे एग्जैक्टली तो नहीं याद कि हमने जो पॉपुलेशन ली थी उसमें P1 P2 क्या है. So I'm just taking the random individuals from our traveling salesman example. So then we have P2, which is so to implement this next method, which is called by partially matched or partially overlapped, whatever you can say. Or you can say overlapped. So this is the method we are going to talk about.
सूप का मतलब सूप का मतलब
Crossover. It is also known as your PMX in the short form. Partially matched crossover.
ओके मैम.
Okay. So let's get started with it.
ओके मैम.
Okay. So first for this I will have to choose a random point for my crossover. So we choose a random point. Let that random point be after the second gene. So this is my point from where I want to cross over. So for my one offspring which is going to be generated, the simplest thing what I'm going to do
Yes,
is
ma'am.
I simply exchange these sections, that is, so the offspring 1, I will copy that from the parent 2. So it will be 9, 1, 5. And for the offspring 2, it would be 4, 3, 2. अब इसके बाद आपके पास करने के लिए मतलब इसको इम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए there are two ways. So till here we are directly copied, there is no problem. Okay, but after this we have to be careful. So I have to see which positions which have already occurred. So from the remaining part, if I see carefully, one is already occurring in this section. Then I have 9 which is already occurring, and then there is 5. So barring these, I am going to write rest of my, so I will leave the components which have already occurred. So this is vacant space. 8 will directly be coming from parent P1, 10 will be coming, 7 will be there, and this would be a blank space. Okay. So once similarly I do it for this. In this 6 is okay, 8 is okay, but 4 is already occurring in this section. So I leave 4 vacant, 2 is already occurring, 2 will be vacant, 3 is occurring, 3 will be vacant, and this is 7, and then is 10. Okay. Now if I see 9 and 4, they are actually exchanged. So I will see corresponding to this position of ninth, what is the corresponding element in my P2? It was 4. So I replace it by 4 and I. So this was a direct exchange which was very easy. The next element is 1. अब 1 को मैं 3 की पोजीशन में लेके आऊंगी और 3 वाला एलिमेंट यहाँ पे. So 3 is going to come here and 1 is going to come here. And next we have exchange of 5 and 2. So 2 की पोजीशन पे यहाँ पे 5 आ जाएगा और 5 की पोजीशन पे I will have. So one is simple the way we do this. Okay. The other part is I start doing it element by element. 9 को 4 से करो, 1 को 3 से करो, 5 को 2 से करो, 3 को मतलब जो भी इसके बाद आना है order में you will do that. I find this is easier, so we'll stick to that. So this is how we are going to do the partially matched or partially overlapped crossover. The next method and the last way, other modifications are already there. We are only going to do the 3 types of crossovers which are there. Rest of the operations, they are going to be same. Okay. The only difference what we are going to have is in the crossover and in the mutation. Mutation में भी आपको देखना पड़ेगा आप किसको change कर रहे हो किसके साथ. बाकी it is exactly same as the other form of your algorithm, genetic algorithm. जैसे आपने लास्ट एग्जाम्पल में किया है द लास्ट लेक्चर, लास्ट टू लास्ट लेक्चर आई शुड से. So after this we are going to start with the third method. Oh, I should have retained these parent 1 and parent 2. That would have made my job easier anyways. I'll write it again. So the third method what we are going to do for the crossover and traveling salesman problem is here ordered crossover. Okay. So let's say we are again going to consider the 2 parents for the ordered crossover. Okay. So I can have again same parents 4, 3, 2, 1, 6, 9, 8, 10, 7 and 5. So I'm going to take the same parents which I did in the last example. Next is 9, 1, 5, 6, 8, 4, 2, 3, 7, 10. Okay. So this is what I'm going to have. To start with this, I need to choose 2 random points. So I need 2 points which have to be chosen randomly for the exchange to be happen. So let's say I'm going to choose my points to be this in this section. Okay. So coming to my 2 offsprings, I should just Now these two sections, the middle sections which are there between the two uh, cut points for the crossover, they are exchanged directly. So 6, 8, 4, 2, that is going to come from the parent 2 to offspring 1, and 1, 6, 9, 8 from the parent 1, it is going to come to the offspring 2. Once this is done, now we have to actually be careful in choosing the rest of the elements. So I'll just demarcate it. अब ये मेरा कहाँ से आया है? मतलब this section is, I am taking it from parent 2, but this is offspring 1. So rest of the components, they will be coming from parent 1. So I start with the element in the, you can say the direction, the cyclic direction where I'll start moving. So first element after this crossover point which is occurring, I will see the first element. Now this element is not there in the offspring, so I will copy it here. Pretty easy, done. Coming to the next element or the next gene in the same order, if I see 7, it is not there, so I will copy it directly. Coming to 5, again 5 is not present in this, so I will put 5. So that was easy. Now I move in the cyclic direction to the next element. So here it is 4. If I see 4, 4 is already occurred, so I cannot copy this 4, I'll cross it. Okay. Then I come to next element 3. 3, it is not there till now, so I can fill this vacant position by 3. So after this, what is the next element? 2. Now 2 is already occurred, so I cannot use it. Now I will go to this section which is already exchanged, so I will maintain that order. So this is 1, 1 is not occurred, so first vacant position which is left, I'll fill it by this element. Next is 6. 6 is already a part of this, so not to be exchanged, I cross it. Then I come to the next element, that is 9. So 9 is not occurring, so it means I have done. Okay, so this is how my first offspring it has been created. Similarly, I will have the second one also. So how do we do that? ये आप करो, try. If you can do, if you are not able to, I'll definitely do it. So I'll give you 2-3 minutes. Give sufficient time. कल तो हमारा वैसे भी खत्म हो ही जाएगा. अभी हमें सिर्फ एग्जाम्पल पूरा करना, अदरवाइज we've already done after this. All covered. So you can give it a try if you are able to do. And then I'll do it after 2 minutes and we'll match it. And try that in this Diwali weekend, all your scores of your quizzes and all, everything is released. एक बार आ तो गए आपके मार्क्स, उसके बाद बाकी तो चलो चेक करके we try to release. Reviews also you will be able to see. There have been some problems in some questions because I was also in hurry in making these. So maybe in writing the answers or checking or giving grading it, there were some problems. So I'll just see that. But I've noted NC1 is performing pretty low as compared to the other groups. I don't know why. So I think I should do it. So now we come to the second offspring. How it is similar manner I have to do. So now in this, the middle section is coming from the parent one. It means rest of the components they have to be copied according to the feasibility from the parent two. So I start with the process of filling the vacant position from the genes after the crossover point. So 3, it is not occurring, so 3 is copied directly. Then moving on to the next element, which is 7. 7 is not occurring, so that will also come directly. Coming to 10, this will also come directly because it is not occurring. Now I move in a circular direction to this position in my parent 2, 9. So 9, if I see it is already occurring, so I cannot use it for filling. So this is vacant for timing. Next is 1. 1 is also already occurring, so cannot be used. I cross it. Then I go for 5. 5 is not there, so I can fill this vacant position with 5. Okay. Next, coming to the, because I still have 2 more vacant positions, so I will have to traverse it in the parent 2. So I go for next position, which is 6. 6 is already occurring, so cannot be used for the replacement. 8 is occurring, cannot be used. Next is 4. Yes, it can be. And then we have 2, which is not occurring, so it can be used. So this is how we are going to implement and get the 2 offsprings using the ordered crossover. So with this we are done with uh, all the different types of crossovers which are applied to traveling salesmen, because the conventional crossover of single point or 2 point, that cannot be applied actually to the this traveling salesman problem. Reason being, we cannot repeat the same city number again. So because of the restriction, we will have to resort to a different mechanism, which is given in the form of these partially matched, cyclic crossover, and the ordered crossover techniques. So we can take any one example and you can apply all the three, and then you can see. If there's any problem, you can ask. I would like you to do is, I'll also do it side by side. So I hope we are clear on this. I am just going to give you one example, and you will have to do it using all the three methods. So I will give you two parents. Okay. So I'm doing it randomly. I know what will be the result. Let's try it and try to understand if we are clear on this. So ये दो parents हैं. You will give me the answers for all the three methods: cyclic crossover, PMX, matrix partially matched, and here ordered crossover. Okay, I'll do it. I'll also do it side by side. You also do it. So if we start with this cyclic one, so the cyclic I'll directly first, I'll take only one offspring. चलो एक minute. So I'll directly exchange A and X. अब मैं A की corresponding I'll just okay. A की corresponding I'll see X and fix the position of X in my this element, this offspring. So X की position ये है. I'm not wrong actually. Just a minute. So first I'll take A only, I'll retain the position because तभी हम उसकी fix करेंगे ना. A के corresponding I have X. So I'll fix the position of X first. So it will be a cycle like this. X के corresponding H है, तो मैं H की position fix कर दूंगी यहाँ पे. H के corresponding C is there. It may bring out the shortcoming of this also. C, तो C is getting fixed. C के corresponding E है, तो E gets fixed. E के corresponding it is G, so fixed. It is F. Sorry. So F gets fixed और इसके corresponding D है. So अगर आप इसको देखो, अब इसमें कोई साइकिल नहीं टूटा आपका, रादर ये सेम बन गया जो ऑलरेडी था. So this is where the failure of your this method, crossover method happens, cyclic crossover method happens. Sometimes we are not able to end the cycle, and the cycle it is moving through the entire set of your genes which are there between, which are linked between the two parents. In such a case, it actually becomes difficult or it is not feasible to apply the crossover, the cyclic crossover in its current form. Okay. So in this case, what is happening is we are going to modify this. अब modification के अंदर क्या होता है कि आप you will, this is only one way of modification, though research, this becomes a research topic when different methods have been suggested. You go with this and you realize that there is no change in the offspring which is getting generated. So I start with the second element. In the second elements I will exchange them because नहीं तो फिर वही, अब उसमें कोई भी एलिमेंट पे साइकिल टूटता नहीं है तो मैं इसको एक्सचेंज कर देती हूँ. Okay, और फिर I then start applying the cyclic method. So this is one another form which was a modification because your cyclic crossover, it fails in many cases when the cycle is not broken before all the genes they are covered. Okay, so though we are not going to implement that, but that is one modification. क्या करते हैं हम पहला एलिमेंट छोड़ के जैसे नेक्स्ट एलिमेंट है यहाँ पे ई कर दोगे और यहाँ पे सी कर दोगे. Now you will, because you have already broken one element from the chain, now I will try fixing the positions. अब ये C है तो मैं इसमें करूंगी अपनी पोजीशन C. C के करस्पॉन्डिंग LCH, अब मैं H की I'll try to fix. Okay, तो cycle actually it breaks, so I'm able to carry out the exchange like this. So this was one modification which was suggested. Okay, so likewise I'll try to, अब H है, H के corresponding C है, I'll see where the H is. So if I see H यहाँ पे इधर है तो ये बिल्कुल, so I will have H here. Okay, so the cycle is broken, so I can now exchange A मेरा already exchange हो चुका है, so I cannot exchange, so I will retain D, I will retain A, I will exchange so I'm left with two elements. So I'll start reversing which element is missing. So D, and then I have which missing element? G. Okay. So this is the modified form. आप इसको नहीं करोगे, आपको एग्जाम में नहीं पूछा जाएगा, मैंने बता दिया, that is one thing. So that was a purpose to tell you why we took this example, because crossover, cyclic crossover, it does fail at number of times. So using the next two methods, you please do it and you can see. So I'll choose a random point. You can choose any random point. I'll take a small point only to see. So यहाँ पे direct exchange हो जाएगा before the random points. And after that, I will fix up the positions which are there. So X की position vacant है क्योंकि already occur कर रहा है. Knee is fixed. E would be vacant. Rest they are all going to be fixed from the parent one only. Similarly, इसमें A और C को छोड़ के बाकी सारी positions fix हो जाएंगी. So A and this is C. So rest of the positions they come directly. Okay. So coming to this, now this is X. It was replaced by, so I put A here. यहाँ पे A था. In the cell put X here. The next position is E. E was replaced by C. So I take C here and corresponding position I put E here. So this is why how my PMX is there. Then coming to the ordered, I can take these two as the random points. So in between I can directly exchange HAG is there. So ये डायरेक्ट एक्सचेंज हो गए. तो अब यहाँ से मैं ट्रेवर्स करना शुरू करती हूँ. जी आकर कर रहा है तो जी नहीं होगा. एच इज देयर, एच एल नॉट देयर, बी कमिंग. आई फिल दिस पोजिशन माई एफ. सो इसी ऑर्डर में आई स्टार्ट रिवर्सिंग. Yes, A is already occurring, you cannot fill, I put C. Then I have X, X is not occurring, I put X. Then I come to the next position, that is D, not occurring, so I'll put D. E not occurring, A. So I have reconstructed it. So I hope I am clear on how the three methods they are going to be used. If anybody has any doubt, you can ask me, otherwise we would end this lecture. Tomorrow we are just going to complete a traveling salesman example with a small introduction to the mutation operator which is applied, how it is applied in the traveling salesman problem. Rest we are through our syllabus. So anybody has doubt regarding this, you can ask. So should I end? Okay, then I'll just take the note of your attendance. Thank you so much.